Real quick, guys, I want to just share with you the easiest way to determine if the Toyota or Lexus vehicle is made in Japan or not. We're not going to go into any of the options at this time, but very, very simple. 2 is Canada. This is the first character of the VIN number. If it's a 2, that's Canada. 3 is Mexico. 4, 5 is the US. J is the only letter that you are essentially looking for in that VIN, which is Japan. NV will disregard because we're never going to encounter those, Turkey and France. So if you go to look at cars, right? So let's say we're looking at cars here. Just going to give you a few examples and then you'll get the idea. So NX, as you can see, that first letter is J, which means it's Japan. An RX, also Japan. Here's another RX, J, Japan. Here's another J, also Japan. Okay. Now look at here. We have a 2, a number 2 as a character, right? Which means that if we look at the chart, it's coming from Canada, which is number 2 is Canada. So this is a Canadian built RX. Now, I'm not saying avoid them or not, you do whatever you want. But a lot of people, in fact, there's another YouTuber out there who, he actually went to the plant and the fit and finish is not the same, right? The rear doors may not close as easily. The paint may not be as nice. So you do what you want, but I'm just saying which ones I would avoid if I were you. So essentially, if the first character is not a J, right, I would avoid the Lexus or Toyota personally. Unless you're getting like a crazy deal on it, like you're getting it for $10,000 less than what it's actually worth. The ESs, right? So these are US based. So number 5 is a US manufacturer. All the GXs are these are incredible vehicles. The Prados with the V8, bulletproof cars. The LXs also Japan, as you can see, J. Not saying that these are bad cars, right? The ES350s, they're great cars, but again, you're paying a lot of money for these things. So, for me personally, if I'm paying, let's say, what are these new, like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, I would want it to come from Japan. These LXs are incredible cars, the 570s, very bulletproof, 5.7. I've seen them with 400,000 miles still going. So as you can see, also J. The ones, there's an LS, those LS motors, the new 3.5 liter 6 cylinders. I have heard of rod bearing issues, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm not talking about the S63 BMW here. I'm talking about rod bearing issues. They have also an issue with the turbocharger wastegate. So essentially any new Tundra, any new, I think even the new 4Runners, the new GX 550s, anything with that twin turbo 6-cylinder engine, the new one, you're going to have, I'm not saying you're going to have, but potentially you might have issues where there's been instances with rod bearing failures in those motors, and also the wastegate issue on that car, which requires the entire turbocharger to be replaced, because you cannot replace just the wastegate actuator on its own. But that's basically, in a nutshell, how to determine where the car is coming from. Just if you want to screenshot this, actually, here you go. Just screenshot right now, and you'll know all how to decode the VIN. You don't have to put the VIN into any kind of online decoder. You can just do it yourself.